Hi guys, this is Simeon from Swedish Homestead. Inside of our DIY greenhouse tunnel behind me, I've been doing one of the more recent experiments on this homestead and farm, and many of you guys are anxious to see how it's going. Let's go and take a look. So what I've been doing in here is that I've had chickens go on a deep bedding, and now I've added little pigs, 30 kilos, about 60 pounds, to this whole system so they can help me plow through the deep bedding. I've been observing this for about a week and I've already drawn some conclusions. Let's go inside and I will show that to you. Hey there. Here we are. See the chickens? This is all the deep bedding. Here you have the electric wire. And as you can see, there's only one, no ground wire. I'll explain that in a second. Here you have the pig feeder that I built. I'm going to talk about that too. And right there you have two lazy hybrid pigs. And you hear a little bit of my sarcasm in that voice, or just how I pointed out, lazy and hybrid, and I want to share about that real quick. Well, let's take one thing at a time. First, how are the chickens doing with the pigs? They're doing just fine. There's no problem whatsoever. It took a little while for the chickens to get used to them, and they still keep their distance because obviously the pigs are stronger, and the chickens just have a lot of respect for them. But as you can see, I've divided up the greenhouse in the middle here, and the chickens always have a way to run away from the pigs. So that works great. No worries. I don't know if that will shift in the future when the pigs get bigger. Right now they have free access to food. I want to change that too in the future, but that probably keeps them quite content. The next thing is this electric wire. You saw me install both an electric wire and a ground wire because when we first put the chickens in here, I tried to put our other heritage breed pigs in here with them late fall, early winter last year. And the deep bedding was so dry, all the wood chips and sawdust that I put in here, that it insulated and the pigs didn't get shocked. So I built up an electric wire and a ground wire that when the pigs would make the connection between the two, they would get shocked. But I found out that I didn't have to do that, because now with the chicken and the moisture that the chickens have added through their manure mainly to this deep bedding, there's enough moisture in here that it works with just this electric wire. That is great on one hand, but it is not so great on the other hand, because now the chickens get shocked on this wire, which I think is the biggest drawback on this whole thing. They have gotten a little better with it, but they forget quicker. The chicken's brain is not as big as the pig's brain. So otherwise the electric wire works great. I got the pigs used to it in this shelter here. They have come out now. I keep it at this height so they don't throw dirt on it, so the chickens can walk under for the most part. And the pigs respect it. They have never gone through it or crossed through it. It works great. Third thing, how is it working with the pigs? You heard me say it, lazy hybrid pigs. They do a little tiny bit of digging, but I know that our heritage breeds would do much more. When we put the chickens in here in late fall, early winter last year, I put the heritage pigs in here for a little while, and they started digging right away. You see, under the steep bedding, there's lots of fermented food. Old tomatoes and plants, cucumber plants, zucchini plants from the vegetables we grew in this greenhouse. And these heritage breed pigs, they right away started going for that stuff. These guys have mainly just been laying around. I didn't give them much feed at all. I limited it. This free access to feed has just been the last couple days. And even before then, they were just walking around waiting for me to bring the feed. And they've barely done any digging. Sometimes they have done some digging, but that has been the problem. Now, I believe this is due to them having grown up in such an unnatural environment. And I was quite surprised, because when I first got them, they started digging like crazy, but now they've just stopped. They've just stopped completely. I've tried it with less feed and everything, and you know, I know that our heritage breeds have a more natural tendency to do digging, and I know that this system works. People are doing this system, and remember, if somebody has done it, it can be done. And this is why, for example, the Salatin family looks for genetics. Joel Salatin calls them state-of-the-art 1950s genetics in his pigs. Otherwise, they just lay by the feeder and do nothing, and that's my observation here as well. And the same goes for their cattle. They look for the 1950 genetics because they look for the 1950s genetics because otherwise they won't finish well on grass like an herbivore should, and you need to put in all this extra input of energy, which is also not good for the animal. My conclusions are that I will probably move out the pigs together with our heritage pigs. I'm not sure how I'm going to divide the feed and all of that yet, but these guys are packing this ground more than they dig through it. And to me that's a sad story. I think it's a little bit of both that they are hybrids and have gone away from the natural instincts more, and that they have grown up in such a sterile stable that they never get to dig, they never get to eat grass and healthy food like that, because even omnivores have a big variety of feed in nature. So I learned a lot from this experience. This experience was a big success for me, I feel like, and I'm probably gonna switch things around by adding more of my younger chickens in here soon, while I will remove the roosters. Soon I'm done for hatching for this year for myself, and then I will add more chickens and move the pigs out. But otherwise, electric fence works. Pigs and chickens don't hurt each other, and I believe this can be done with the right kind of pig and the right kind of breed. I think after almost 7 days of observing this can be a fair conclusion. So please leave your comments below if you have any opinions or questions about this. I know many of you guys have been following this with big interest, but I'm still glad I got these pigs. I think when they will go with the big heritage breed pigs, that they will teach them a lot of really good stuff, because those pigs out there are just amazing.